This video perfectly exemplifies everything wrong with younger generations and the current state of Western civilization. I say everything because it encompasses our health crisis as well as our entitlement crisis. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things going wrong in our civilization. I don't think that means the end is coming. I think we'll survive this, but I'd love to provide for you an example of just how bad things really are. We have this article. I saw this on Twitter. It's paddleyourown.canoe.com. Not familiar with it, but the TikTok video is real. Plus size model accuses United Airlines of discrimination because she was too big to walk down airplane aisle. Breaking news, everybody. Oh boy. Oh boy. So not only do we have a woman who is morbidly obese and cannot fit down the aisle of a plane, we have the entitlement of the individual demanding the planes be made bigger. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Physics is discriminatory and science should be changed. The sheer fabric of reality must be reshaped so that you can fit on a plane. There's a reason why certain planes are certain sizes and why we structure them these ways. But, okay, a little unfair. Certainly, they could make a private jumbo jet with big open spaces for a morbidly obese person to pass through. But I think it's funny that this lady's like, the plane should be bigger. Like, dude, you should be smaller. I'm not trying to rag on this person. I want her to be healthy. But the idea that the entire airline industry must be reshaped because you won't stop eating is insane. And this is what's going wrong in our society. You are not entitled to whatever you want. You are granted access by privilege and permission from someone who has done the work. I love it. Imagine there's a big river and someone builds a rickety bridge on their own. And then along comes a morbidly obese individual and they say, if you walk across that bridge, it'll collapse. And they're like, well, then you should make a bigger bridge. No, you should just not go on my bridge. You have no right to be on someone else's property. That's the crazy thing. The direction where we're going. We ain't just talking about communism. We are talking about gluttonous communism. This is what I love so much. Because I think it's like a self-correcting problem. Either these people, well, maybe not necessarily, but here's the way I'll put it. If the ideology of these young people, the entitlement and the communist stuff does happen, well, then the problem solves itself because she'll lose a lot of weight when there's no food. Here's what they write. A plus-size model and influencer who goes by the name Big Curvy Olivia on TikTok has accused United Airlines of discrimination because she had so much difficulty squeezing herself down the airplane aisle on a recent flight due to her size. In a video uploaded to TikTok, the woman became stuck. Oh no, as she tried to walk down the aisle only to discover that her hips were wider than the aisle. The woman then had to twist sideways and force herself along the aisle, banging into seats as she went. Okay. That's not the woman, by the way. That's a different TikTok video. Apparently, TikTok is the bunch of women taking pictures of their butts. The woman captioned the video, honestly, it's discrimination that they can't build wider aisles in airplanes in 2023. Perhaps unbeknown to Big Curvy Olivia is the fact that rather than get bigger, the width of airplane aisles is increasingly getting tighter as airlines squeeze ever more seats on the aircraft. In this case, the woman was filmed struggling to get past United's Polaris business class seats, premium seats that are on a growth trajectory. And the new standard for business class seats with walls and doors do make it difficult for people of size. I love that. People of size. You know what? I am so sick of this. Even at my fattest, I want anywhere near that big. Y'all can be responsible for yourselves. I'm not going to call you a person of size. I'm going to call you morbidly obese. That is not meant to be disrespectful. It's a fact statement as to what you are. Late last year, a Brazilian plus-sized influencer, I'm going to stop you right there, paddle your own canoe. Last year, a Brazilian morbidly obese individual raged against Qatar Airways after the airline refused to let her travel in economy class and demanded she pay extra for a premium seat with extra space to accommodate her. Qatar Airways had little sympathy for Juliana name and explained in a statement that anyone who impedes upon the space of a fellow traveler and cannot secure their seatbelt or lower their armrest may be required to purchase an additional seat, both as a safety precaution and for the comfort and safety of all passengers. Earlier this year, another plus-sized influencer, nope, gonna stop you right there. Earlier this year, another morbidly obese individual started a campaign to force airlines to provide larger passengers with 2 seats for no additional fee. J. Lynn Chaney said, people of size, I'm just going to stop you again. Chaney said morbidly obese individuals should be given, and even that's polite. Morbidly obese individual. I'm just being factual. We got to stop letting them encroach on language. Morbidly obese individuals should be given 2 or even 3 seats for the price of 1 if they are too large to fit in a single seat. We're not asking for special treatment or luxury accommodations. We simply want enough space to travel comfortably without being discriminated against because of our size. This, my friends, is where reality clashes with ideology. We are talking about an airplane with weight restrictions and size restrictions. You are morbidly obese and take up more space, and thus we will require more fuel. This is what they don't seem to understand. My friends, it's not just about whether or not you fit. It's about the weight of the individual affecting fuel requirements of the plane. Did you know that? More fuel is required the heavier you are, because more thrust has to be exerted to keep the plane in the air. This becomes, they don't really know this because these people don't work on load manifests or anything like that, but I have. Not only have I actually filled out load manifests for airplanes, because I used to work for American Eagle Airlines out of O'Hare, I've also flown private. And when you fly private, they need to know the weight of every passenger. That's the funny thing about flying private. No joke. You call a broker and you're like, we need a plane for this or that reason. And then they'll say, please provide the information of the individual, names, date of birth, and then also their weight. So you literally have to go to someone to be like, how much do you weigh? And then they have to tell you. And the reason is they need to calculate fuel costs and the total load the plane can carry. Because if I went to a private plane, let's say it's like a King Air or something, and let's say it's like Gulfstream. Let's do a nice one. I've never been on a Gulfstream before. I've only been on little bitty ones. And then you're like, they say we can accommodate 8 people. And you go, okay, they all weigh 400 pounds. They're going to be like, okay, well, that's not 8 people. That's not even 16. That's probably like the equivalent of 20 people. Because the way they do average weight is like a woman is 100 and a dude is like 150 or something like that. I think nowadays it's probably a bit more. I think it's like 180 for a male and like 120 for a woman or something like that. When we used to load bags, based on the size of the bag, we would do an average weight. If the bag was a large bag, we'd call it 60 pounds. If it was a small bag, we'd call it 30 pounds. And so we would count how many small bags there were and how many large bags there were. And we put on the load manifest and say the total weight approximately is around this. And it wasn't absolute, but the size of bags and the things people carry, it tended to be fairly accurate. It's kind of impressive. They can then calculate how much fuel they are going to need to fly. I love this. These people think they're so special and they deserve everything. I can't stand it. You know what we should do? I'm sorry. We need some kind of basic training in this country. I'm not saying military style boot camp. I'm saying as a prerequisite for graduating high school, you have to go on a 1-month-long camping trip. That's it. You know why? The left is going to be like, that's fascist. You're making... No, it's fun. Camping retreats are fun. We do them as recreation, but y'all need it. Okay, you do. Now, there is some risk involved in having a morbidly obese individual climb a mountain. Don't get me wrong. So it's all within their means. But this person, I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm not going to pay your healthcare bills. I'm not going to demand major corporations restructure the entire airline because one person refuses to stop eating sugar. Now, look, if you want to eat sugar all day and night, I don't care. If you want to eat nothing but cupcakes, actually sounds pretty fun. They're delicious. Actually, I got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of cupcakes. I just don't like cake in general. I'd probably want to eat, if I could eat unlimited amounts of anything, it might be sushi. And I try to eat sashimi these days because all that rice, but I love me some sushi. You do what you want to do, man. Live your life. Just don't demand of me to accommodate you because you make poor lifestyle choices. Then these people go to the hospital and they say, we should foot the bill. If you're morbidly obese and you pay your own hospital bills, more power to you, man. If you're morbidly obese and you're a leftist saying, I think healthcare should be no, I'm not paying your bill, dude. And it's funny because I'm fairly in favor of universal healthcare for basic treatments. But as Ian likes to point out, fair point, we can't have a system like that. We cannot pay for people's healthcare if they're going to choose to smoke cigarettes, drink booze, and eat cupcakes all day. And we are not going to change the shape of our planes because you won't stop eating. I think we've all been there. Sydney Watson had that viral moment where she was crushed between two morbidly obese individuals, and they got mad at her. She's right. Why is it that they get more space and she gets less? That's not very communist, is it? I was on a plane once. The cart comes up, and they're like, would you like to purchase any food? And I said, what do you got? And they were like, we have a chicken salad sandwich. And I was like, I'll do a chicken salad sandwich, a Coke. That sounds pretty good. Or no, I'm sorry, not a club soda. I haven't had soda in a really long time. I think I had I had on a couple episodes of IRL, you can see me drinking like the Mexican Coke. Had like 2 of those. I don't like drinking them, to be honest. And then the guy to my right, he's like, I'll have the chicken salad sandwich and the snack box, 2 snack boxes. Can I get another sandwich? I'll do the Pringles, both of them, the sour cream and the regular. I'll do 2 Pepsis, please. And this guy was massive. And I'm like, are you embarrassed, sir? You don't need this food. You do not need it. I don't get it. I just genuinely don't get it. We ordered a bunch of food for the office the other day, and we ordered too much because, I don't want to order too little, and we have guests coming all the time, so you never know who wants to eat what. And I eat about 60% of my chicken bacon wrap and maybe about 10% of the French fries. And there's sugar in there. Oh, geez. And then I'm full. And then I'm just like, I don't need to eat anymore. And then we also got, I love it. It's the Bang Bang shrimp. You ever have that? It's like deep fried shrimp with that spicy sauce. I had like 8 of them. And that was it. It's all still full, basically uneaten. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the rest of it. You don't need to eat that much. And I'm physically active. I was just skateboarding the other day, doing some switch tray flips. People need to stop demanding the world bend for them. And you guys need to figure out, first of all, like I'll say it again, if you want to, you can do whatever you want, man. You want to eat 10 pounds of Bang Bang shrimp, go ahead and do it, man. I don't care. Just don't demand of us to accommodate you when you choose to live that way. It's just, I can understand if someone's too tall or too short, but I don't see tall people being like, I demand planes be bigger because I'm tall. Nah. Okay. This is just too much. But hey, it perfectly exemplifies poor lifestyle choices and entitlement. And that's a big thing that's wrong with Western civilization. I'll leave it there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Make sure you check out youtube.com/Timcast for the Culture War podcast, which should be up right now. I think we're having a cultural debate. So check it out. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.